Yo, what's up, everybody? Look, I was about to leave, but I needed to make a quick video for you because this is a big moment for the altcoin market, and I need you to be paying attention very, very closely. So, in the last video, I told you all exactly what to be looking out for when it came to altcoins. I said most altcoins had started to pull back, and they were coming back down to massive zones of support that were going to do one of two things, obviously. Those zones of support were either going to hold or they were not going to hold. And I told you whatever happened in that decision for most of our altcoins was going to impact this altcoin market for quite some time. Well, almost all of these altcoins have now officially come down to these support levels and are fighting for their lives. And I wanted to make a quick video telling you exactly what's going on and exactly what's happening with most of our major altcoins. So when we start off, we're going to look at Ethereum. And what you can see is that Ethereum is making a massive attempt to rally back above this gray zone. As many of you know, when it came to ETH, I said, listen, what you need to be looking at is this gray zone of support between $4,178 and $4,350. I said, if ETH can build some support in this gray zone, I think it'll try to use this support to break out of this descending channel and make a run back up to $4,500, maybe even $4,700, a beautiful breakout here for ETH. But if ETH loses that gray zone, oh man, things might get ugly and ETH could easily start coming back down towards these low $3,700 levels. And what you can see is that ETH for a split second there lost this key zone of support, but used that momentum to swing back around to the upside and is making an absolute Hail Mary attempt to break back into this gray zone and above this descending channel. So for all of you ETH holders right now, what I need you to be watching is whether or not ETH can sustain this support on top of 4178 and break above this descending channel today, which looks like $4,400. If it can do that, we're in a great spot. But if it can't do that and we get rejected, don't be surprised to see a bigger capitulation right around the corner. When it comes to XRP, we're seeing a very similar situation. As you can see, XRP's price came all the way down to the very bottom of that golden Fibonacci zone, exactly like I told you guys it might, and it started to absolutely battle. The bull started pushing it up, the bear started pushing it down, and for a second a couple hours ago, the bears did get this bad boy below the golden Fibonacci zone, but the bulls did their magic, stepped in and pushed this bad boy back into the golden zone, and now is the moment of truth. If XRP's price can hold this support here and stay above the 2.85 level, I think XRP might try to make a pretty decent run here. It actually wouldn't shock me to see it try to reapproach anywhere as high as like 310, maybe. I mean, maybe even higher back up to macro resistance at like 315. So I do think XRP could have a beautiful move of like 7, 8, 9% on its hands if it can sustain the support and if it can stay above this golden zone. So if you're watching XRP, what you need to do is you need to draw on your support right at $2.85 and draw on your resistance at 296. If it can stay above 285 and use that to get above 296, we're in a great spot. And I think XRP might try to make some sort of beautiful move upwards. So watch this very closely. Things are getting juicy. One thing that I did notice as well is there is a form of bullish divergence forming here. You can see that XRP did slightly, ever so slightly, give us the higher low on the RSI while we were seeing the price create this lower low. And so because of that, that is a good sign that the bulls are stepping in with force here. So hopefully this does imply that XRP is about to make a move back towards the upside. So keep a close eye on XRP. This is a huge moment for its price. It needs to stay above 285 and has to get above 296. If it can do that, we're in a great spot. Okay, looking at Salana. Salana's a bit of a different story, but it is very similar. I told you all, the second that Solana's price broke through the blue line, this level, I said watch very closely. Now that it's broken the blue line, it's going to try to come all the way back down to the bounce zone, which is right here around $173. Now, Salana didn't get all the way down there, but it did get mighty close, coming back down towards $175, trying to break this move, trying to make this move back upwards. So what are we looking for from Salana? Well, what we don't want to see, and what I can say, what we don't want to see is Salana get trapped here, okay? Do you see how we had this previous point of resistance right here? Then we had this support right here. This is a massive zone of liquidity. This little golden zone is a massive zone of liquidity. Let's not call it the golden zone because that's like Fibonacci's. Let's call it this, the red zone, okay? The red zone is a massive zone of liquidity. And what we don't want to see is Solana get stuck here and get forced back down, start coming back down to or below $173. No, what we want to see is Solana be able to break above this zone, break above 187, and then that opens the door for a continued move upwards, okay? So if you're a Solana holder, don't start going crazy yet. Don't start buying a whole bunch of Solana yet. No, let it break the zone first because it's going to tell us everything we need to know because Solana is still at massive risk of flipping the support back into resistance just like it did right here and possibly start teetering on the edge of some sort of ugly head and shoulders pattern that I don't want to think about right now, okay? So watch very closely. Let Solana try to break above 186 and that will tell us everything we need to know. When it comes to SWI, the picture is very clear, okay, guys? I think you're starting to get the point. Sweet. What happened? It got rejected off the resistance. It started coming down. I told you all to watch this golden zone closely. I said you need to see this golden zone start forming a support. And what happens? Sweet's price steps in, starts falling below it, but does a good job at recovering and is now trying to push outside this zone. What you're looking for if you're a Sweet holder is for its price to be able to break above that key level of resistance right here, 358, right? We need to break out of the golden box. But in addition to that, you're also looking for this trend line to break, okay? If Sweet can break both of those, ideally at the same time, get through this resistance, the door for Sweet back up to like $3.90 is wide open. I think that's very, very easy and very doable. So if you're a Sweet holder, again, don't get too excited quite yet. We are battling. This is a good sign. We are seeing some bullish divergence, as you can see, higher lows, lower lows, right? There's a form of bullish divergence there. So this is looking good, but let Sweet break this first. If it can get above this, we're in a great spot. But if Sweet does get rejected and falls below this zone again, do expect it to come back down towards 327 or possibly as low as $3.06, which no one wants to see Sweet's price fall 13%. So be watching this close, drawing your resistance, drawing your support. XLM, very similar situation. XLM's trying to build support on top of this golden zone between 38.3 and 40. Be looking for this bad boy to build support here. If it can build some support here and break above this descending level of resistance, just like that, what we're looking for is the move above, right around 41.5 cents. If XLM can make that move, we're actually looking pretty decent for a return back up to 43 to 44 cents, I'd say. But if XLM does maybe come back up and get rejected, again, hey, we still got some support, right? We got 38.3, but if 38.3 loses, that door to 36 is wide open. And if that one loses, the door to 33 is wide open. So what we don't want to see is XLM start making these 5, 10, 15% moves downwards. No, we want to see XLM build some support here, use the support, get above this descending level of resistance, open that door back up to 44 cents, okay? When we look at HBAR, you're starting to get the point. Now, I'm going to start to speed up a lot more now because you kind of are getting the picture. HBAR's price came back down to this key level of support, barely touched it a couple times before pushing upwards. What we're looking for from HBAR is its price to be able to eventually, okay, this is going to take a little bit more time, but eventually break above that descending blue line of resistance. If HBAR can do that, it opens up the door for a move back up towards 28, 29 cents. But if at any given point HBAR falls below this key level here, don't be surprised for a move back down to like 21, 20 cents, somewhere around these levels, right? It's 10, 15% from here, okay? So be on the lookout for it. Draw on your linear support. As you can see, it connects from your low on the 25th, or sorry, not the 25th, on the 14th. It connects to your low on August 3rd, and now, of course, the 20th. So draw on the support, watch this closely, draw on your resistance. That's going to tell you exactly where XLM needs to get above, okay? So I'm not going to keep going because I think you're getting the point. But the point that I'm trying to make is that most cryptos right now are coming back down to a massive zone of support, and they are trying to flip that support into, flip that support, maintain that support, and use that support to continue upwards. Matter of fact, if we just look at the total market cap of crypto, you're seeing similarities here where the total market cap of crypto has even come back down to this cup and handle that we built, trying to flip this resistance into support. So it seems like the entire market has some decent foundation under it. Seems like the entire market has some decent legs under it. So let's just see if we can see this altcoin market sustain all of these key levels of support and use those support levels to continue upwards. So yes, I am just speculating. Yes, I am saying it might go up or it might go down. Now is not the time for me to try to guess what's going to happen. I'm simply just telling you what you need to be watching, what you need to be monitoring, because that will then help us make our next decision of what we're going to do. Now, speaking of what I'm doing, personally, not doing too much, okay? Personally, not doing too much. The one move that I did make earlier this morning is that I did actually go in and do a small DCA over on Bitcoin. As you can see here, I said on the shorter time frames, they're showing me some bullish divergence and oversold signals. So I'm going to add that small medium DCA from yesterday on Bitcoin. So I bought a little bit of Bitcoin earlier right here at $112.5 thousand. Funnily enough, that was like the very bottom of this little move right here, purely by accident, but happy with it. So I did do a little bit of a DCA on Bitcoin, but you guys knew that already. My strategy has always been the same. Buy in the dark green zone, buy more in the light green zone. That's exactly what I did this morning. Let's see if Bitcoin can start to make a run to the upside. So I only bought Bitcoin this morning. I haven't bought any of my alts. And the reason I haven't is because they've not told me yet whether or not they're going to maintain the support or not. So once they make that decision, then I'll go ahead and then I'll make my next move. But as of now, the biggest thing that you need to do is watch these key levels of support. Watch to see if these altcoins can break through these key zones of resistance, and let's see if this money can start being printed. Now, if you are trading any of these altcoins yourself, I will let you know that I am doing a new giveaway with BTCC where 2 of you who sign up and start trading on my affiliate link to BTCC are going to get up to $250. You're going to get $250 each. All you have to do is sign up, deposit, and trade between the 20th and the 27th. And if you're already signed up, all you have to do is deposit and start trading. And again, we're going to be picking 2 winners to get $250 each. And that's in addition to the up to $10,000 in bonuses that you can get if you sign up to my link down below. So check all that stuff out. Keep a very close eye on your altcoins, and I'll keep you all updated as this all does play out. But if you have been enjoying these straight, quick, to the point videos, do let me know by smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.